Hello. Still trying to figure out. Okay, I think this is where look at. I don't know. Still trying to figure out this whole video stuff. Anyways, so haven't really done a video in a while. Think this is gonna be my actual first YouTube video. Done a lot of stuff on Facebook and whatnot. Anyways, so obviously I'm Logan. Um, and don't know about me. There's all sorts of different stuff to check me out at. I'll try to provide some links in the description or comments or whatever. Just yeah, feel free to ask about me. Just a guy with some interesting tales and all, but I'm not really here to talk about that in a moment. This video, I want to talk about voting system, and in particular, voting system I've kind of been thinking about as being a good voting system for all of us to consider, because I think that's, right now, as I'm recording this video, we have the pandemic, COVID-19 that we're dealing with. So, you know, that's just one of, many of examples of various different things gone wrong with the system that we're in. As a libertarian, I'm a very small government type guy, and I think big government's beyond, it's beyond just big government. Anyways, so I had talked about in an interview a while ago when I was running for a state rep about um, different voting systems, or at least it was brought up, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is something I have liked and was interested in, and I think I probably mentioned it before here and there, just because it's something I care about. And so the system I like, yes, ranked choice voting. If you don't know it, it's just instead of just first past the post like we have now, where you just check off a box for whoever you like, you have like just one, two, three, four, whatever. You rank your from your favorite candidate to your least favorite candidates. There's all sorts of plus positives to this. You no longer get the third party spoiler effect, so you can like vote for whoever you actually like the most, and your second choice can be like who you think is going to win, or you want who your safe vote, as you can say, or you can do it the other way around. But point being, it provides a lot more freedom, a lot more choice for people. I think another thing we need to consider now, because of 2016, and this is before the actual election being run, but 2020, we have very disliked, very unpopular candidates. Even during Obama and Mitt Romney, someone could argue, even though Obama was running as a progressive, really they were both fairly center candidates in terms of their actual agendas. I mean, Romney care, Obama care. So like, arguably not that much diversity there either. So the big thing we need to worry about is how a candidate can bring people together. And I think we need a voting system that focuses on that as well. And that's why I'm thinking about the best voting system to adopt is a sort of like versus dislikes sort of voting system. And there's various different ways I've thought about this. I wrote notes because I'm cool. Anyways, so you got the first option is you would just start with a certain amount of likes versus dislikes. And the way you could do this, of determining how many likes and dislikes you would have, is by what, like how many legitimate candidates. And what I mean by legitimate candidates, I mean like, for example, like presidential candidates would be, how many candidates with their party are registered in enough states to where they can win, essentially. So like, even if you're a party, political party, you have like every state but Alaska. You can still be a legitimate candidate. Obviously, you can still win without Alaska. Sorry, Alaska, but you know what I mean, though. So, and then from there, you would just, choose, you would, say there's 5 legitimate candidates, so you get 5 points. So if you want to get like one like to each, one dislike to each, you just cancel out if you want to, be neutral, weird. I mean, you don't necessarily have to. I don't think you'd have to necessarily use your likes or dislikes. So you could just all dislike on one candidate, all like on one candidate, or spread it out a little bit more. With option two, you just start with the same idea, except you just have so many like just points, and you can use them for likes or dislikes. So you can just put them all towards the dislikes, all towards the likes, split them up evenly. Um, like I said, I think this is trying to also make it sure that if like a candidate is running a negative campaign against one other guy, sure, okay, that candidate loses. The person that's being negatively impacted on can lose points, but that doesn't mean that candidate now is just automatically going to get those points, you know. So we're trying to disincent, negative campaigns are going to have to be much more strategic if you are going to use them. Anyway, so option three would be essentially instead of likes versus dislikes, it would be like ranking of likes, but then you would just use dislike points. And like, even if you're a high ranking uh, candidate, if you have a high amount of dislike points, even more so than, if it's off balance enough to where the other candidates, their balance is still better off, you're going to be eliminated. And thus, then your points and your rank, your voters, whoever they chose for their second or whatever other preferences, would go to those candidates. So, like, if it's the first round, that's the thing about ranked choice. Ranked choice goes, by rounds. Like, in so many, like your bottom candidate or two bottom candidates or whatever would be eliminated. Actually, there's really good videos out there about ranked choice voting if you really want to get more detail about that. Obviously, like if this video is kind of confusing you, that's why I suggest doing it. Then come back to this video, and if you still have any questions, just ask. You can even follow me on Twitter, which is Logan R. Fleck. Same as my Instagram. And then on Facebook, just look up my name and Libertarian. I have a Libertarian page on there you can follow. I don't really use Facebook as much. Your best bet right now would be Twitter and Instagram. Now, obviously on here. But anyways, enough of self-promotion. Which, by the way, you should subscribe to this channel because I plan on posting more stuff. Let's see. So candidate. Oh yeah, and then so hopefully that is clear. Like I said, if none of this is clear, please ask questions. We have one more option. By the way, option 4 is the same as option 3, except for your dislikes would also be rank based. So you can have like a number 1 ranked disliked candidate. And if that is the same as your number 1 most popular candidate, I mean, then you kind of have to go by how many points it is versus what the other candidates have. Because that's the thing. If you have a candidate that is so disliked, even if they're like very liked, we need to consider that. And maybe the person who doesn't have as many likes but has much less dislikes is the better candidate. It's the candidate that's most actually preferred. So it's not just about numbers per se. It's also about like preferences, and that's kind of the whole point of voting in democratic systems is for that. Another point I want to do. Like I said, there's many different ways you can do this. And I'm sure it's combining the rank or just using the point system, different rounds of elimination, etc., etc. And this could also then you could even apply slightly different for local campaigns, state campaigns. There's, like I said, this is just kind of a general idea. I don't want to get too nitty gritty. I just want to present like just a general general sort of thought out there to the world right now. Another thing about this though is during campaigns, you could have like a multi-party cooperation. So, for example, if you do get like a very universally disliked candidate, what can happen then is other candidates can join together saying and disavow that candidate because if they're like especially bad, and especially if this candidate is one that's catching a lot of momentum and is actually very popular. I think that's about it. Yeah, that's about it. Like I said, I don't want to keep this video going for too long, and I'm just I appreciate if you actually stayed here to the end. Please comment, like, subscribe, all that stuff. Follow me on Twitter, like it says, Logan R. Fleck. I think I'll probably have a lot of this in the description anyways too. But yeah, please feel free to check out that stuff. And like I said, all my stuff isn't political. So yeah, hope you all are safe and healthy. We got this, guys. We'll get through this COVID together.